Uh, So students, today we will take the topic of cavitation in turbine. Okay. So cavitation in turbine. So first of all, what do you mean by this term cavitation? Okay. So cavitation. So what happens in hydraulic turbines when water while passing comes in region where the pressure of the liquid falls below its vapor pressure. Okay, so usually this is at outlet of the turbine and inlet of the pump. Okay, first of all, so why we are using the hydraulic turbine? Okay, so when will the water will pass through such region where pressure of the liquid is below the below the vapor pressure of that particular liquid. So where this point will occur? So this point will occur at the outlet of the turbine. You know that in the outlet of the reaction turbine, pressure is very low, even less than the atmospheric pressure, or here it is written as even less than the vapor pressure of the particular liquid. Okay. Similarly, this will be there at the inlet of the pump. So at the inlet of the pump where suction pressure is created. So at the inlet of the pump where suction pressure is created, so there point at that point you have the vacuum pressure, you have the very less pressure. Okay. So here at those point also your pressure is below the vapor pressure of the particular liquid. Okay. Similarly, this can also occur at the bend of the pipe. So where there is a bend in the pipe, this can also happen at the convex surface of the curve vein. So okay, so when vein is there, so at the convex surface of the vein, so pressure is below even below than the vapor pressure of the liquid. So when pressure of the liquid is even less than the vapor pressure of that particular liquid, so your liquid starts boiling. Liquid starts boiling and bubbles are formed. Okay, so when pressure is below the vapor pressure, so at that particular pressure, liquid starts boiling and its vapors are formed. Okay, so its vapor are formed. Okay, so what happens? So when this will be there, so when this will be there, so what happens? So when this will be there, then these vapor bubbles, when reach the region of these vapor bubbles, when reach some region of higher pressure. So when these vapor bubbles form and with water, with liquid, those vapor bubbles will also flow. Okay. Now those vapor bubbles will reach a region where some higher pressure is there. Okay. So due to that higher pressure, the vapor bubbles suddenly collapse. Okay. And they will create a cavity in that place. So when these vapor bubbles collapse, they will get a cavity there at that particular point. Okay, so due to that cavity, the liquid, the liquid which is near, the liquid which is near to that bubble goes into the cavity or that vacuum. Now when cavity is formed, the liquid around that cavity, liquid near to that cavity will come to that cavity and will create a vacuum pressure there, because when something is going to one particular direction, that vacuum is that particular cavity or that particular vacuum, so which this will create a local high pressure. When liquid goes to particularly that cavity, liquid goes to that vacuum. Okay, so with liquid displacing from one place to another, so this will create a very high local pressure at that point. Okay, so what happens? So the metallic, so the metallic surface above which these vapor bubbles collapse, it is subjected to these high pressure conditions. Okay, so this will be occurring around some metallic wall or something pipe will be there. Okay, so when high pressure is created near the ends of the pipe or near some surface of the pipe, so this will create a high pressure on that particular pipe, particular metal, okay, which cause pitting action on that surface. So this local pressure will create a pitting pressure, pitting action on that surface. Okay. So due to which that metallic part, that pipe will not be remain stable. That will try to corrode from that point. Will try to break up from that point. Okay. So so this will be happen there. Okay. So this particular process is called as the this particular process is called so this particular process is called as the cavity. So the last point is there. Okay. Thus, the cavities are formed on the metallic surface and also considerable noise and vibrations are produced. Okay. So now due to this pitting action, the cavities are formed near the metallic surface and will create the noise. Due to that pitting action, noise will be created and some vibration will be produced. Okay. And some vibration will be produced. Okay. So this is the harmful effect of the cavitation. Okay. So now this particular phenomena is called as this particular phenomena is known as cavitation. So now in the nutshell we can say cavitation is the phenomena of formation, growth and collapsing of the vapor bubbles in the flowing liquid. So in the nutshell, whatever we written, okay, so in one line we can say what is cavitation. Cavitation is the phenomena of formation, growth and collapsing of vapor bubbles in the flowing liquid. Okay? Okay, so this will be okay. Now, what is the effects of cavitation? So what are the harmful effects we have encountered with the cavitation? What can be occur? Number one, the metallic surface are damaged and cavities are formed on the surface. So the surface near to which this cavitation will occur, that can be prone to damage and some cavities are formed on those metallic surfaces also due to that high pressure. So cavity will also form on these metallic surfaces. Okay. Now due to sudden collapse of vapor bubble, considerable noise and vibrations are produced. Okay. So very considerable noise means that can be audible. Okay. Sometimes the audible sound will be produced and the vibration will produce that can harmful for our metallic part, they are harmful for our machines, etc. Okay. So the efficiency of the turbine decreases due to cavitation. In the nutshell, our efficiency will also be decreased. There any kind of noise, any kind of vibrations are there, it will require some energy. So means energy, output energy will be less. Okay. So efficiency of your turbine will be definitely will decrease. Now due to this pitting action, the surface of the turbine blades become rough and force exerted by the water on the turbine blade decreases. So you know during the derivation of all the efficiencies and the force, we have considered that your blades are smooth. Okay, but now due to this pitting action, due to this corrosive action, okay, your surface become rough. And in the nutshell, the force exerted by the water on the turbine will decrease. Hence, the work done by the water or output horsepower will become less and thus efficiency decreases. Okay, so these are some of the harmful effects of the cavitation. Okay, so these are some of the harmful effects of the cavitation. So next in the same, so how we can measure the cavitation? Okay, so there is a factor to measure this cavitation. That factor is you can call that as sigma. Before that, there is a more harmful effect of the cavitation we have. Okay, due to that cavitation velocity, due to that cavitation velocity at outlet of the turbine should also be small as possible. Okay, this one. Okay, so one slide will be left in the between. Okay, so this type of cavitation. So in turbines, this type of cavitation will only be occur in the case of reaction turbine, because you know in the case of reaction turbine pressure is low, below the atmospheric pressure at the outlet. Okay, so this type of cavitation will be occur only in the reaction turbine. So in reaction turbine, this may be occur at the outlet of the runner or at the inlet of the draft tube. Okay, so outlet of the runner is connected with the inlet of the draft tube. So where pressure is considerably reduced, which may be below the vapor pressure of the liquid through which the liquid is flowing through the turbine. Okay, so due to this cavitation, the metal of the runner vanes and the draft tube is gradually eaten away, which results in lowering the efficiency of the turbine. So the metal which is near to the your draft tube, okay, and the runner vanes will be eaten away due to this process. Okay, so hence the cavitation in the reaction turbine can having the noted on the sudden drop in the efficiency. So efficiency will be decreased due to this cavitation in case of the reaction turbines. Okay, so in order to determine whether cavitation will occur in any portion of the reaction turbine, the critical value of the Thomson cavitation factor sigma is calculated. Now how you can know down what is the value, what is the value above which or below which the cavitation will occur or not occur. Okay, so this will be determined by the Thomson cavitation factor. So that is known by sigma. Okay, so cavitation will be decided by this Thomson cavitation factor. Okay, so what is this Thomson cavitation factor? So this Thomson cavitation factor. So this Thomson cavitation factor is sigma is equal to HA minus small h minus HB upon H, where this capital H is your net head available. Okay, net head available at the turbine. HA is the atmospheric pressure head. HA is the atmospheric pressure head. What is the atmospheric pressure head at that point, that particular place? HV is the vapor pressure of the liquid. So whatever the liquid we are using, so what is the vapor pressure of that particular liquid? So that is HV. Okay, and the small h is the height of the turbine above the tail race. So what is the height of the turbine above the tail race level? So that is this small h. So by putting all these values, you can able to calculate this sigma. Sigma is Thomson cavitation factor. Okay, so this cavitation factor, or you can say cavitation number, is useful for the proper selection of the turbine and to decide the turbine with respect to tail race. So how much height we can take with respect to the tail race. So we can change this h according to our requirement, so that there will be no cavitation. Okay, or there will be less cavitation, you can say. So experimentally it depends upon the specific speed of the turbine. Actually this will be depend upon the specific speed of the turbine. So specific speed of the turbine have also very important role in the case of this sigma. So how you will calculate this value of sigma? You will calculate this Thomson cavitation factor. Okay. Now this specific speed of the turbine will be able to calculate the critical value of this Thomson cavitation factor. Okay. So for particular value of the specific speed, it can be very much reduced without affecting the efficiency. So at particular value of specific speed, you can reduce this value of sigma without affecting any efficiency. Okay, but if it is reduced beyond a certain value, the critical cavitation factor sigma c, there will decline in the efficiency. Although you will require less sigma Thomsa cavitation factor, less Thomsa cavitation number for the cavitation not to be occur. But you cannot reduce this sigma much below the value of this critical value of this cavitation factor. Critical value of the cavitation factor is 0.625 into specific speed ns upon 445 square. Okay, this value comes out from the experiments. Okay, so based upon the specific speed, you can calculate this critical coefficient, critical cavitation number. Okay, so although you want that your Thomsa cavitation number will be reduced, so that cavitation will be reduced, but you cannot reduce beyond this number. Okay, because if you reduce beyond this number, this will be then there is a decline in efficiency will be there beyond this particular number. Okay, so this is about your Thomsa cavitation factor. Okay, so I think this is clear. So now how you will detect the cavitation? How you will detect there will be cavitation in your turbine, there will be cavitation in your pump. How you will detect that? Okay, so detection of cavitation. So first of all, by photography of the interior of the turbine. If you take the photography of the interior of the turbine, you can easily find out that there will be some cavitation. Okay, because this you know the particular surface is smooth, but now that is rough, so there will be any cavitation. So sometime there will be some small camera will be inserted in between the pipes with the liquid, or sometime with the some any type of rod you have. Okay, so then you can do the photography in the interior by measuring the noise and vibration level. If there is some noise and vibrations are there in between your working of the turbine, working of the pump, so you can easily determine there will be some cavitation. By studying the hydraulic performance of the turbine. If the hydraulic performance of the turbine goes declining, okay, it will be not same as the prior which it have. Okay, so then definitely there will be some cavitation can be there. Okay, so due to which this performance is declined. So in this way you can able to detect there will be some factors like cavitation will be there in your machinery. Okay, so now how you can prevent this cavitation? So what methods you will use, what precautions you will use so that this cavitation will be reduced? So number one, the pressure of the flowing liquid in any part of the hydraulic system should not allow to fall below its vapor pressure. So you will design your hydraulic system, you will design your turbine, you will design your pump in such a way that there is no such place, or very less place will be there where pressure falls below the vapor pressure first of all. Okay. Then second, the specific material or coating such as aluminum, bronze and stainless steel, which are cavitation resistant material, should be used. So at those particular places you can use such coating of the material like aluminum, bronze or stainless steel will be very useful, because these are cavitation resistant material. Okay, so harmful effect of the cavitation will not be occur at those points. You can also avoid sharp corners or curvatures to avoid the vorticity and eddies. So if vorticity and eddies will be there, so pressure will be reduced on those points. Local pressure will be created actually those points, not reduced. Okay, so you can avoid the sharp corners or curvatures in your design. You will install the turbine at lesser height than given by the safe value of suction height. So what is the safe value of the suction height? So you can try to install your turbine below that height, because by reducing H you can able to reduce your sigma. Okay, so this will be there, you can use. Moreover, you can also try some more points. You can also try some more like velocity at outlet of the turbine should be as small as possible, since velocity increases the suction pressure. So velocity at the outlet of the turbine, because I am talking about the outlet of the turbine, so velocity is as low as possible, because it will increase the suction pressure. Okay, so velocity it will be there. Okay, so then temperature of the liquid should be low as pressure rises with the increase in temperature. So temperature of the liquid is as low as possible, because the pressure rises with the increase in temperature, so it will increase your cavitation. Proper machining of the part should be done, since high finish leads to low chance of cavitation. So high finish material means more smoothness it has. Okay, so there is lesser chance to pressure falls below the vapor pressure. Okay, so you will try that your parts will properly finish, so that there will be less chance for the cavitation. Okay, so this is something about the cavitation we have. Okay, so we will study the cavitation, then effect of cavitation, then detection of cavitation, and method to reduce the cavitation, or method to protect from the cavitation. Okay, so that's all for the cavitation. You can